Welcome, Week 14, Destination Fantasy Podcast. This is the regular season finale. Like you've been waiting for this moment. Some people already probably punched their tickets into the playoffs. Some people probably scrambling. Some people just not setting their lineups because they already done. No matter what, like this is like probably the beginning of the climax of the season here. But before we get into all of that, I'm here with my brothers, Mr. Part-Time Deshaun and Mr. Westmoreland over there. How y'all doing, fellas?
Man, fantastic, bro. Had a hell of a night last night. Date night with my wife was amazing.
Nice.
So now it's today is all about football. I'm off, setting the fantasy lineups, paying attention to the starts and sits of today, man. So I'm ready to get this Sunday rolling, bro.
Absolutely.
Doing good as well. But I got to say this, it's been playing in my head. Playoffs? 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 We're trying to win a game. Super excited for anybody that's like chiming in today. Hopefully y'all been listening to us all season, because if so, you're probably in the playoffs if you've listened to some of the tips and stuff we put out. So excited to get the show on the road. It's been a great weekend. Ready for a great show.
Absolutely. So with it being the regular season finale, Week 14, normally in the past we are used to, the first week of the playoffs being in Week 14, but, NFL want to extend the regular season games, add another team in the playoffs, just trying to, I guess, spice things up, I suppose. But nevertheless, like, fellas, how are we looking in our leagues in particular heading into today?
Pretty solid, honestly. Out of all 7 leagues, I have a shot. I'm live. Is looking pretty good. Today will tell a lot. It will tell a lot. I gotta get a dub in like a couple of them just to secure my spot, just so I won't have to have like help from anyone else. So basically, at this point, I control my own fate in all of my leagues. So I'm kind of happy about
it. I'm doing the same. I'm pretty much middle of the pack of all of them, except for one of my leagues. The playoffs actually started today. And one of my biggest assets isn't playing, Jonathan Taylor, but I'm still looking good. Yeah. I was like, man, they set me up on that.
Wait. Time out.
Yeah.
What commish set y'all up like that?
I'm going to call him out. It's my Not So CO league. And his name is James Pridemore. So if you're watching James Pridemore, you have been put on notice. We do not start. Name. Yes. Yeah. He did this on purpose. He knew Jonathan Taylor was going off this year, and he knew he had a bye week this year. So I'm like, all right, okay, I got something for you though. But I got Tony Pollard and Patterson, so I think they could. They're not gonna fill the shoes, but they'll be able to move them a little bit.
Hold on, I want to double check that Tony Pollard thing, but I think he got COVID, bro.
No. It's not COVID. I think it's just
an injury.
He's optimistic to play, but it's you might want to
be paying attention. Ooh.
Yes, definitely pay attention to Mr.
Yeah, say he has a chance to play, and they got chance in quotation marks.
Yeah, so
tread carefully, my brother.
Basically, your commit screwed you. That's what happened.
Yeah, big time. That's all right though. I'm gonna make it through. All
right, so definitely a pretty good show today. Before we even start moving forward, I want to take a couple of days back and just mention, the Dalvin Cook, situation here. So we found out maybe about 3 hours before the game that Dalvin Cook was going to play. That's 11 days after separating his shoulder. We found out he was going to get the full workload, shoulder in the harness. Us three discussed in our group chat, how to approach it. I mean, basically, we were on board on starting the man. And so it's either two sides of this. Either you started Dalvin Cook and feeling really good, or you didn't start Dalvin Cook and, I don't know, your fantasy situation might be in limbo right now. So I had Dalvin Cook in one league. I definitely played him. Deshaun, I know you played Dalvin Cook.
Absolutely.
At the same time, it was like, in your position, it was a soul for a soul on that one.
Nah, it was one of those things to where it's like I was on the fence about it until I figured out that he was going to get a full workload. And with Dalvin Cook getting a full workload, it should be a no-brainer. Depending on, it really doesn't matter, the matchup. So if he's good, and I know he's good, you just gotta go ahead and get him out there. Jamar, you mentioned it. This is why you draft that caliber of a player. So you go ahead and, you know what I mean, get him out there. So once I saw that headline of he will get, his normal share of work, I'm like, all right, it was a no-brainer for me. And yeah, man, and the soul for a soul, I was smart enough to sit Pittsburgh Steelers defense while I was playing Dalvin Cook. I'm not an idiot. I love my Steelers to death, but I knew exactly what was going to happen. So I was smart enough to sit him in every league in which I had him in. I was smart enough to play Dalvin Cook in every league in which I had him in, which is, I think, 3. So all in all, yeah, it was a bad day as far as reality for me. Like, my Steelers got crushed, and you didn't have to put Saute, bro. Man, like, you didn't have to put Saute. You just could have said we got crushed or something like that. But you had to, like, French it. And by the way, you missed, like, an apostrophe up on one of those E's on Saute. Just so you know.
A little English lesson right here. Okay.
This dude trying to critique me to the T on this one.
Look, we got obliterated. We made a nice push late in the game, but to no avail. But shout out to everybody that actually took the chance of playing Dalvin Cook. You were rewarded to the tune of 30+ fantasy points. So very, very smart indeed.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I was in the chat. I was like, man, I don't know if I was starting because he's injured, but we have now been introduced to the football version of Hoodie Mello, Mass LeBron. Now we got shoulder strap Dalvin out here. Yo, I'm like, man, Jamar said, I think one of y'all put up, that was like, oh yeah, last time he had like a shoulder injury, he ran for like 200 something. I'm like, nah, man, that ain't happening tonight. So shoulder strapped out. If he got that whatever his brace on, Dalvin about to he cooking. Dalvin's cooking.
Man, he channeled in his inner Emmitt Smith and went to work. Like, but in all seriousness, this is why you draft like your guys in the first round, the players that's available there. They perform in high leverage moments. This is supposed to be a sure thing, even with battling through injuries. Like, because there's been plenty of times where you get a 70%, let's just say Kamara, or you considering him, or 100%, I don't know, J.D. McKissick, right? And more times than not, you're going to take the guy that you drafted in the first round because you just trust his 70% more than a lot of other guys 100% because they're that good.
Hey, I was on the brink of trading George Kittle for the same thing. It was stinging, but now he's Kittle again. I didn't trade him.
He looked like Kittle from 2 years ago, like throwing Saints players out of bounds, and like you just seen that man go 8 mode. So yeah, this is why you have these guys for these moments. And I like no disrespect to the Steelers defense, but the way that those running lanes looked, like if you ever played Madden and went on practice mode and just had the offense out there with no defense, that's how open the lanes were. That's how bad it was. All right, so let's keep it moving here. And so just quick note, there's no Jonathan Taylor this week. So, a few of us got Jonathan Taylor. Some of them got him in more, high leverage situations than others right now. So, give a shout out to your commissioner again for what happened.
Thank you, James, for making our playoff start this week. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I am in trouble.
So I think the biggest thing about it is, man, nobody look. He's not playing this week, so you don't have to go up against him this week. So a potential 25+ points is basically what he's going to give you going into the playoffs. So look, well, as long as you can hang on for this 1 week, you should be in good shape, bro. Because Jonathan Taylor is a stud, man. 25+ points, put it on the board every game until these fantasy playoffs are done.
Man, all right. So I would say this because we got a question here in a second. If you did not get your ROI, return on investment, on Jonathan Taylor before his bye week in week 14, as in if you did not solidify your playoff spot before then, something went wrong with your team because he should at least got you a playoff berth already. All right, so we got our first question from the day. Our buddy Monir in. He said start 3. We got Ezekiel Elliott, Sony Michelle, Javonte Williams, Devonta Freeman, or Van Jefferson. 2 running backs and a flex half-point PPR.
2 running backs in the flex half-point PPR. What's Zeke's matchup looking like, Jamar?
Zeke has the football team today.
So that's going to be a little bit tough, but you still got to throw Zeke out there, especially with the designation to Pollard at the moment. So I'm pulling Zeke as one of the running backs. I really like Michelle. I do.
Against the Cards?
Against the Cards. Look.
You know what? I think I agree with you. The last time I saw the Cards, I think David Montgomery had a pretty good game. That was the only bright spot.
Had a hell of a game, bro. And as we all know, I think Darrell Henderson has COVID right now. So Michelle should get majority of the carries in like the backfield. But the other guy that I really like though is Javonte. Like Javonte Williams has been hot. Make no mistake about it. He's been doing his thing in the backfield for Denver. And part of the reason why they have been competitive as they have been over the past couple of weeks is that rookie playing very, very well. Devontae Freeman, go ahead and X him out. Like, no. Van Jefferson has been playing well ever since the absence of Robert Woods there. So, man, this is a pretty good problem to have. But if I were to pick, looks like he needs 3 out of this. So I'm gonna have to roll with Zeke, Michelle, and Javonte. So I'm gonna have to roll with those first 3 names up there. I like Van Jefferson, I really do. I'm just thinking they might get OBJ a little bit more involved. We already know that Cooper Kupp is the guy there. So Van Jefferson would be a close 4th for me, half point PPR. But I'm gonna take the first 3 names up there.
I'm gonna roll with you, except for the last one. I'm rolling Van Jefferson on that. They're gonna sling the ball, and I like my chances there. I know you're gonna get more touches with Javonte, but and the big playability.
Here's the thing, like Melvin Gordon, questionable to play. If he does play, it's like, does he get the 50-50 workload? Does it go down to 80-20? What is it? I just know they're going against the Lions. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. I really do really like Javonte Williams. Unless they start saying, well, Melvin Gordon's going to be fully available, expect the same workload, then I might start leaning towards Van Jefferson. But until then, I do like the first 3 names. So either way, Monir, you have a pretty good problem to have. You should be fine. Appreciate the question. Continue to rock with us.
Shout out to that throwing that out there, Javonte going against the Lions today, in which they should be up, which means that his opportunity should be plentiful.
Yeah, the Lions, from what I was reading, it's like they're going to have some issues, like with having enough people out on the field. They're doing. I was reading something. I got to find it. They're going to be a little short-handed. I mean, I know guys really punishing the Lions right now. They just got their first win.
They're going all the way. You ain't know,
right?
And they still playoff relevant right now, man. It's still
dude.
It is. It's still a mathematical equation out there, some way that they can still make the playoffs. Believe it or not,
it's wild.
It is.
We'll dive into that when we get into that matchup. We got another question here from Benny. He said, "Hey guys, Brandon Ayuk or Jamison Crowder, PPR flex."
So last time I checked,
Bengals.
Go ahead, Jamar.
Niners got Bengals and Jets got the Saints.
So this one is tough for me, considering the fact that Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel may play today, and last time I checked, maybe a couple hours ago, he is slated to play. We already know Deebo is the big dog. I mean, the big dog as far as that offense goes. He has been stellar this year and caps Ayuk's upside tremendously. So on the other hand, we got Jamison Crowder. We got so many people missing from that offense in New York, man. It's like, how can this guy not be relevant? So to be completely honest, I'm swayed here to Jamison Crowder. No Elijah Moore, no Michael Carter in the backfield, no Corey Davis. I mean, Zach Wilson got to throw to somebody, right? So I'm just thinking it's going to be Crowder. So I'm going to give the edge to Crowder.
Yeah, he's gonna be throwing to somebody. He's gonna be throwing a ladder more. That's what I'm taking Ayuk in this one. I'll take Ayuk in it. They finally figured out that this guy still. I mean, he can ball. You know, he balled last year, showed a lot of highlights, a lot of upside. And when Debo went down, it's like, hey, we got this other guy out here. But thank God they didn't use him earlier in the year because we played him. But yeah, but Saints got a pretty good defense, so yeah. Zach Wilson will have more completions to the Saints defense than he does Jameson Crowder.
That's a bold prediction right there.
We ain't did that in weeks.
We haven't. All right, so based on scenarios here, Crowder has a higher floor for sure. His ceiling actually might be, I think his ceiling is higher as well. If Deebo Samuel wasn't playing, I'd probably be a lot more for Ayuk.
For sure.
But I think it's a little crowded. Heck, I even think they might even run the ball a little bit more than what they did last week with the Niners. So I'm going Crowder here. That's a pretty good situation to have. Thank you for the question, Benny. Continue to rock with us. All right, so yeah, no Jonathan Taylor. So people are safe from that, except for Walt. So sorry about that. Eagles. I mean, heck, Jalen Hurts was like the QB1 for majority of the year. I'm hurting in our Destination Fantasy League on that one. No Patriots, Dolphins have been on fire lately. So before we get into today's matchups, my question to you all is: who's peaking at the right time? This is the time of the year. I remember last year when Jonathan Taylor gained the keys to the car. It was all she wrote. He solidified people's championships last year. I remember that clear as day. So, in your eyes, gentlemen, who could be that player this year?
Man, I got a couple of names here. I went through so many positions, so many names, and I tried not to be too predictable. So I went with a couple of names that I felt like, hey, this is kind of be one of those guys that gonna have some playoff value. So, wide receiver, Hunter Renfro. Look, he's been fantastic. But the injuries to Darren Waller, the exit of the untimely exit of what's the receiver there who was just locked up?
Oh, Henry
Ruggs, yeah. So I mean, with that being said, I think a lot of targets is going to come this guy's way. He actually has been performing like a wide receiver too, as in opposed to more so of a flex that a lot of us drafted him for. So I like Hunter Renfro going forward. And if you have him, continue to play him. Like Jamar mentioned, definitely is peaking at the right time. He should be fantastic going forward. The other person I like to mention, this was a little bit of I kind of battled back and forth with this one, but it's Dallas Goedert, man. Is Dallas Goedert going? I'm looking at the Eagles' next couple of games into the playoffs, and I think this guy is going to be a huge contributor to your fantasy football team. Look, I really don't know how to explain how well he did last week with Minshew Mania under center, but he performed fantastic. And Jalen Hurts is definitely watching that. I think they can understand that, look, this guy is a valuable weapon. We got to try to find ways to get him the football, especially in the red zone. So these are my two guys that you may have overlooked who can give your fantasy team some value, and they are peaking exactly at the right time.
Okay, so one that I mentioned earlier, got him on my team, talked about trading him. A lot of injuries at the beginning of the season is my guy, George Kittle. George Kittle is balling, and I'm excited to have him on my team. And the second is T. Higgins. I think with Jamar Chase, great name, getting a lot of attention. T. Higgins is I'm at a point right now where I'm trying to decide if I'm going to start him or DeAndre Hopkins. And I wouldn't have thought of that at the beginning of the year, even though Hopkins has been hurt as well. But, yeah. Can I throw a third in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mo Alley Cox. I tell you what, Mo Alley Cox.
Hey,
man, I tell you what, if you could get stats for blocking, Mo Alley Cox is that man. He is affecting the run game. And every now and then, my man's will catch a little pass and, catch right tip your toe. Mo Alley Cox, baby. Yes. Got him in there.
Oh, man. That's one shot for you. So just keep talking, Mark. James, we're gonna get to your question in a second. I just got one name. Antonio Gibson. he's been on fire for the last couple of games. You know, it's starting to show shades of him, of him last year, right? Where, he came on the scene, started doing his thing. I'll never forget last year's Thanksgiving. So I was so thankful for his 3 touchdowns against the Cowboys. What do you know? They play the Cowboys today. But anyway, like he finally healthy because he was battling a shin injury, and anybody who's hit their shin against the bed railing or anything, shit hurts.
Yeah, it does.
And just imagine if it got like a slight fracture in it. That's what he was playing with, to my knowledge, early in the season. So he's healthy. He looks healthy. He's playing healthy. He's playing like the guy that I know. And without J.D. McKissick today, that's just going to be even better for my situation. Anybody who has Antonio Gibson. So that's the main name here. So with that being said, question from James here. He said, I need to start 3. He got Joe Mixon, who's dealing with an injury, Kareem Hunt, hashtag free Saquon Barkley, and Sony Michelle. All right, so Mixon has the Niners, Kareem Hunt has the Ravens, Saquon Barkley is going against the Chargers, Michelle's going against Cards on Monday Night Football. So definitely playing Sony Michelle.
Definitely
playing Kareem Hunt. They got the Jets.
The Jets.
Oh my God! I'm thinking Alvin Kamara. My bad. Kareem Hunt. Who they have? I'm sorry. Who the Browns have? My bad.
I think Baltimore.
I didn't get it. You got too much Mo Alley Cox on your mind.
Nah, damn. I'm thinking. Yeah. You said they got Baltimore.
Saquon got the Chargers.
I still take Kareem Hunt. My bad. I still take Kareem Hunt. Saquon I'm like not impressed this year. I know y'all saying free Saquon, Saquads. Nah, he ain't did nothing for me. He's done so bad for me. I would start Sony Michelle as well.
I like it. I'm with you 100%. Walt, I don't trust Saquon. Look, I'm not sure if you need a clear-cut way to the playoffs, James, but like right now, you got to go with guys who you can trust. Mixon has been on fire. He's not dealing with a physical injury. It's more so of like a sickness. So I think he should be able to play through it. It is not COVID-related illness. Trust me, I've been watching this story very closely because I need him for like my main league today. So he's just dealing with an illness, which I think he should be okay to play through it. Mixon has been on fire. You got to roll with him. Sony Michelle, the matchup is right. The backfield should be his. He doesn't have anybody up on his level as far as production-wise to compete with the carries. And by lack of it being Saquon and Kareem Hunt last, I'm going with Kareem Hunt. I don't trust Saquon. Jamar mentioned it earlier in the show. It's where it's like, I can't roll with this guy, man. Like, I'm sorry. So I'm with you all 100%, bro.
John, I'm still tripping off the fact that you drafted Joe Mixon in the 7th round, 10-team league.
7th round, and he's paying dividends right now, bro. Oh, he secured his playoff spot. So I feel even better about the analysis for you, bro. So just go ahead and leave Saquon out. I think you will be better off.
All right, so yeah, I'm in agreement here. We got the trifecta going. So like Mixon, yeah, I'm starting Mixon here.
Definitely start Mixon in.
Mixon has been on fire. Mixon is actually showing you like the potential that we thought he had since he first came in the league. Because he's actually like more so healthy this year and actually has the blocking and the offense to support him. So Mixon is living his best life right now. So I'm starting Mixon.
Yeah. If it was like an injury where as far as it's like a physical injury, I would, be a little bit concerned by it. But it's more so like an illness. So hopefully he'll be able to battle through that.
Yeah. So trifecta here. We agree with Mixon, Hunt, and Michelle. So definitely appreciate that. Good luck to you in the playoffs. We got another one here from CA Oxide. We got
y'all making this easy for us.
Yeah, Ben Saquon. We just said
y'all making this easy for us this morning. Ben Saquon, bro. CA Oxide. Look, hopefully you already secured your playoff spot. If you did, congrats to you, bro. Hopefully you already know like somewhat your position will be. But look, we're not trusting Saquon right now. Like we just can't do it. It's one of those players that kind of got like a flip a coin on, and we ain't up in that time right now. We trying to get to the playoffs and definitely make some noise while getting there. So leave Saquon off, roll with the other two guys.
Exactly. So good luck. We all in agreement there. Good luck to you, sir. And we got a good morning, gentlemen, from our friend, Mr. Brandon Price. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, bro.
Right. So yeah, the guys that's peaking at the right time, we listed Antonio Gibson, we listed George Kittle, we listed Dallas Goedert. Who else we list?
T.
Higgins and Hunter Renfro.
And Mo Alley Cox.
And Mo Alley Cox. For the I-465 people down there.
Yeah.
My gosh. All right.
You don't see them running lanes he's helping open up, bro.
We don't get no fantasy points for that, bro.
If you got Jonathan Taylor, though, if Mo Alley Cox is healthy, Jonathan Taylor is running all over the place.
Oh, man.
So he said, I'm going to bench Saquon, so I expect 30 points from him.
Right.
Man, I hope not. Look, James, you're already in like the postseason. I really don't think you got much to lose here. I mean, Saquon could potentially put up 30 points.
Maybe he's trying to get a first round bye. But
possibly.
But I mean, yeah, Saquon probably is gonna get 30 today just because we're saying what we're saying. But I mean, you never know. But it's more so
a sure thing. You gotta roll with the sure things, especially now this late in the season. And I'm not willing to roll the dice upon Saquon.
Hey man, I just know the last time you mentioned somebody having Saquon on the team and being first place in the league, they lost 7 straight. So
7 straight. Shout out to my homeboy Keelan. Man, I feel for you, bro. This dude was 5-1, Jamar?
Yeah, he was 5-1, and now he's 5-8 because you jinxed him.
Good God.
Damn, Keelan. My bad, bro.
All right. First game of the day we get into Ravens, Browns. More points today. Mark Andrews or Hollywood Brown?
Oh, man. I already mentioned this up on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Shout out to Mr. Brandon Price. Shout out to Jamar Goodman. Make sure that you guys check it out. It's everything as far as sports. What we talk about right here in our world is fantasy football, but they go truly in depth. Make sure you check them out. Shameless plug right there, man. But I'm going to have to roll with Mark Andrews. I think he'll have a good game. Lamar Jackson's favorite target, and the red zone looks have been plentiful. So I'm going to have to roll with Andrews.
I agree with you there. Could you get a big game out of Hollywood? Yeah, but we're playing it safe right now. We're trying to make the playoffs. Andrews is a move.
Fair enough. I feel like there's going to be a lot of Kareem Hunt questions today, and so let me say this, and then I'm gonna ask you all a question. So Kareem Hunt, I think this is his second week back or third week back from that injury. So I believe he should be getting his footing here, getting back to the regular safe flex, flex option appeal, maybe low end RB2 until if something was to happen to Michel. So with all that being said, Kareem Hunt for you all. Are you with Jonathan Taylor out and Damian Harris and all that other stuff? Kareem Hunt, do you view him as an RB2 this week?
I don't want to say an RB2. Well, let me say this. I'm gonna say borderline RB2, high end flex. Definitely at a minimum a good flex to start this week. Nick Chubb, if he was down and out, then I would definitely give him the nod as being a borderline RB1. But nah, as long as Nick Chubb is healthy, like they're gonna have to split the time there. I still think that he's a fantastic play today, but I just don't view him as being quite RB2 status. Not just yet.
I slightly disagree. I'm with you on that, but just Baltimore allows, like, I don't know, but I think you can run the ball in Baltimore. So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the fence here. You kind of persuaded me. I'm like, yeah, but still, I mean, you can run the ball against Baltimore. So that's my only defense.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Either way, Kareem Hunt is a viable option today.
For sure.
So, a couple of questions here from James. Need to start one. Brandon Ayuk, Brandon Cooks, or Van Jefferson? So, Ayuk got the Bengals. Texans are playing Seattle. Jefferson Monday night against the Cards.
I'm not going to speak on Brandon Cooks because I'm a two-time Brandon Cooks owner in 2 leagues out of like my past 7. Out of my 7 leagues, and I played him the past 3 weeks, and man, he just been underwhelming. I don't think it's just him. I think it's like the offense as a whole.
Yeah.
Davis Mills is starting this week, right?
Correct. Going forward.
Maybe he can like jumpstart the offense for Brandon Cooks, but I'm not playing him to be completely honest. But it's like, man, James, like boom or bust. That's basically what he is at this point, just because like that offense doesn't operate like that. Like they're so stagnant at times. So, Jesus, man, that is tough, man. I honestly, I'm stumped, guy.
I would say
Brandon Cooks because Cincinnati are not playing any defense.
You there?
I think we jumped each other. Me?
Well, yeah, your signal is a little in and out.
There you go. Now you're back. He went to the Matrix for a little bit.
Yeah, he really did. He's still gimpy right now.
What?
All right, so Jamar, while Walt gets his stuff prepared, what do you feel, bro? Because I'm legit stumped, man.
Bro, I was gonna say I think Brandon Cook should go to the Deshaun Watson house, kidnap him, throw on his uniform, and get out there, and then we can make the decision a lot easier for everybody.
For sure.
I mean, like, all right. So for starters, I do not feel comfortable playing Ayuk just because Deebo Samuel is playing, and just it's too many mouths to feed in that Kyle Shanahan offense. Van Jefferson is appealing because Van Jefferson starting to get his footing ever since Robert Woods went out.
Facts.
That's probably the one I feel most comfortable playing.
Agreed.
Out the 3, so that's the one I will roll with. Walter, I think you're good now.
All right, I was saying I'm rolling with Ayuk because Cincinnati they don't play defense. I think I said it a couple of times. I was like, maybe they just didn't hear me. Yeah, like and if Cincinnati's going to pay anybody attention, they're going to pay attention to Deebo Samuel. So I think that'll have you'll give you more opportunities for Ayuk to do his thing, as long as it's below 10 yards. You got Jimmy playing.
Okay, you know what, Jamar? Okay, he got me sold. I'm going Van Jefferson. I'm going Ayuk. Yeah, he persuaded me. Look, it's that and coupled with the fact that Brandon Cooks not knowing what's expected in the offense, and it's going to be crazy. Watch, like James said earlier. Watch, Brandon Cooks is going to go off for 7 catches, 97 yards, and a freaking touchdown today.
That's the beauty of fantasy football.
Yeah, but right now I'm rolling with Van Jefferson and Brandon Ayuk.
Seattle's gonna smack them, man. Brandon, that's not happening today.
All right, so good luck, James. We got one here from Benny. He said opinions on Hooper for tight end filler over Ricky Seals-Jones and the Raiders backup tight end.
What's his name? Forno or
he ain't even got the name.
Like
he has a silhouette. Deshaun, we actually talked about this.
We did.
Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yep.
Austin Hooper. We were like Austin Hooper, no David Njoku. I mean, Cleveland has a lack of pass catches to begin with. So I think Hooper's, floor is, pretty higher than usual this week. I mean, if not Hooper, I do like Ricky Seals-Jones. I needed a filler in about 2 or 3 leagues at tight end this week. Hooper, I got Hooper in one, Seals-Jones in the other, so I'm completely fine with that. The backup tight end, Mr. Silhouette, I had him the week before. He was lackluster, so I think I did go with Seals-Jones. Not to say he can't be, productive. They're going against the Chiefs, but I need a sure thing. I need somebody that's going to give me the warm and fuzzies inside, especially if I'm trying to secure a playoff spot today. So I like Hooper on this one.
Same.
We're rolling together on this one.
All right, trifecta. Appreciate it. And Deshaun, I don't know if you want to address Mr. Brandon Price comments.
Yeah, man, dude, I'm with you, Brandon, bro. It's just one of those things to where it's like, how long will Saquon be able to hold up? I can't continue to put this guy in my lineup not knowing if he's going to play a full game, not knowing if he's going to be available for the next game. And like he said, the guy's like fragile. It sucks because the guy's like, if you look at his physique, he's built like a tank, and you think he can withstand everything, but he just can't stay up on the field. Tremendous talent. It's just like one of those sad things to where it's like it's tough to like really draft this guy in the first round, and I have never drafted him, and probably never will. So,
dude, Saquon like situation sound like a sad '90s R&B song, man.
It does. It really does. So bring out the Mary J. Blige boots and the wine glasses for that gentleman.
Oh man. So we got this here from Max. He said, "What up, boys? Great stream. Chubb, Connor, or Renfro play 2."
Dang, that's tough.
So definitely starting Chubb.
Definitely starting Chubb. So is this PPR or standard format, Max? Let me know something here if you're able to chime back in. But
all right, so let's assume it's PPR.
Let's assume it's PPR.
Yeah.
I'm going Chubb and Renfro if it's PPR. If it's standard, I'm going Chubb and Connor. I mentioned it a little bit yesterday. Look, Connor has been great. He has been great. He's been able to find the end zone. He has had a knack to be able to find the end zone. So, PPR, I'm going Renfro and Chubb for me. I like James Conner. His ability to find the end zone has been great, but I've already mentioned how well Renfro has been playing. Darren Waller there today. He got to throw to somebody, and he's one of those guys that can get open no matter what. So PPR definitely rolling with Renfro and Chubb for me.
Ditto.
Is there a word that's for triple with ditto? That's what I was going to use right there. But
triple.
Yeah.
Maybe Spanish.
This dude's silly, bro.
Oh man. So yeah. I agree. Chubb, Renfro.
All good options though, Max.
Yeah,
they are. I will say I'm pretty sure Chase Edmonds. I'm pretty sure he's returning, so that does not help the timeshare there for him. So yeah, Chubb and Renfro. He said, "Good luck." Sadly enough, I'm throwing DK in this week.
So DK has had like an injury. Like he's been playing injured for the last couple of weeks, as far as what I've been hearing. So I'm thinking this is a game that he's gonna get back on track. So don't feel too bad about playing him this week. But going forward, I need to look at like the rest of the schedule. But I think he should be okay.
I mean, usually people get their bounce back games against Houston.
Yeah,
so,
right.
So.
I was saying, playing the Texans, man. Everybody does good. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown.
Shoot, let's all suit up today. Let's go get some fantasy points. Shoot. But yeah, I think DK will be all right this week. So appreciate the question. All right, let's move on here. Divisional battle. Jags, Titans. Julio Jones activated from the IR. He's really the only pass catcher there for the Titans. Ryan Tannehill went from doing the Jordan logo to, I don't know, I don't even know what to call it these days, but he's been pretty sorry. I had to bench him in our main league. So with that being said, I mean, could Julio Jones be added to our list here by next week as far as peaking players, or are we just going to continue with the injury bug here?
It's a possibility. And you say you benched Ryan Tannehill, man. I dropped him in one league, bro. Like that's how terrible he's been. I dropped him and picked up your guy Carson Wentz. Walter, I know that you will be, ecstatic to hear that, but look, Ryan Tannehill just hasn't been getting it done. He said violated, so he hasn't been getting it done. I really don't know what to say. Look, I'm in the business of bringing championships. Like I'm like Thanos right now. Whenever the freaking playoffs are activated, I need all the Infinity Stones. Jamar knows this, so I gotta basically cover my end of the bargain and do my work. And if a guy isn't cutting out, I don't give a damn how well his name sounds to me. I'll cut him. No regards, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I definitely cut Ryan Tannehill. I know he has some stars on his team, but he ain't gonna do me no good right now. So with that being said, I think Julio Jones can give you some pretty good value going forward, depending on how healthy he is. Make no mistake about it, Julio Jones is still a top wide receiver whenever he's healthy. But on the same token, you still need someone to deliver him to the ball. Can Ryan Tannehill do that? Like that's my only issue right now. Ryan Tannehill is playing like you know how like the little Scooby-Doo meme, and then it's Ryan Tannehill, and you unmask, and it's a Ryan Tannehill from Miami. That's basically what he's playing like right now. So he unmasked himself, just a former version of himself playing for the Miami Dolphins. So I can't really trust Tannehill, but yeah, I do like Julio Jones. I really don't like him as like a surefire thing, but I think he can give you some potential going forward.
Guys, I'm gonna ask the question by answer. I'm gonna answer a question by asking the question. What's your best ability?
Availability.
Julio's never available. I'm not even expecting him to play the entire game because that's what Julio's been this year. He doesn't have freaking Matt Ryan throwing him the ball. He has Ryan Tannehill. And he is who we thought he was. When you don't have Derrick Henry running the ball,
absolutely.
Like I gave that analogy earlier. When you don't have Derrick Henry and everybody's paying attention to Derrick Henry, you don't have those passing lanes. So Ryan Tannehill is being Ryan Tannehill. Now, I hope there's Titans fans watching. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. The Titans are like the regular season, the first half Super Bowl champions of the regular season. They thought it was over. Injuries happen, life happens. They're like, oh, we're the most injured team out there. I'm not trying to hear that. Yeah, they wasn't saying that. Well, my man was walking around on stilts. So yeah, I'm not expecting anything from Julio. That was a long vent, but yeah, I'm not expecting anything. And the Jags will win this game.
Oh, dude, you got a bunch of bold predictions. Hey, put that on the board.
The Jags will win this game.
Oh, I am. Oh yeah, that's definitely being clipped right there. Hey, so with Julio Jones in my 16-team league, I did pick him up. Now, remind you, it's a 16-team league. You got to start 3 wide receivers here. I don't have them starting right now, but this is
tempting.
All right, so I'm gonna go over what I got. So for my wide receivers, I'm starting Kenny Golladay against the Chargers. Yuck. Cortland Sutton against the Lions. Christian Kirk against the Rams. That's definitely boom or bust. I mean, Michael Pittman's on the bye. Adam Thielen is on the shelf. And I got Julio Jones just sitting right there.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I am considering playing him today because I don't like Kenny Golladay at the Chargers. And I don't have the warm and fuzzies about Christian Kirk. Like I'm in the 8th spot in the 16-teamer. I'm right on the back end of these playoffs thanks to Kyler Murray being hurt for a whole month. But I got to get in. I'm a defending champion in this league. I got to get in.
Hey. And you putting that on the shoulders of – we talk about fragile Saquon. Like, that's how Julio's been the last, couple of years. I would say couple. It hasn't been his whole career. But he's been pretty nicked up. And it might be towards the end. I'm just saying.
I mean, my other option out there is Traquan Smith. So that's how bad we're looking at wide receiver.
Yuck, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So. He said, "Everybody just say touchdown Jesus beating the Titans."
Touchdown Jesus.
Hey, I'm gonna jump. I'll be right back, fellas.
All right.
Oh man. All right, so yeah, I kind of need Julio to, do his thing one way or another. Just basically play the whole game. Don't get hurt. That's all I need. And I think everything else will solve itself. I would imagine. There's no AJ Brown. It's basically a bunch of, people trying to make the team for next year type deal.
Yep.
In the wide receiver course. So we'll see there. All right. Raiders, Chiefs, more points. Josh Jacobs or Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Man, this is actually tough. Oh, good question.
Thank you.
I got to dig for this one. All right. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. For one reason. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has to show me that he is capable of being a primetime back. He hasn't showed me that just yet. I think he's a little bit more so of a receiving back, more so than just a pure rusher, in my opinion. Josh Jacobs is more so of a pure rusher, so I'm gonna have to Jacobs with no King and Drake. Yep, and that just adds more fuel to my Jacobs fire, man. So I'm definitely gonna have to roll with Josh Jacobs.
I definitely agree with that. Now I will say this, based on game flow of how this game could be, I mean that may sway towards CEH in that regard just a little bit, but on surface right now, I definitely agree. So Chiefs defense past month been playing really well. You don't see this anymore. Well, with Tyrann Matthew looking at Sorensen get beat. Like I mentioned yesterday on the other pod, like you see Sorensen taking a pick six to the house. So they got their act together. The offense is starting to get that way. It's not in full 6 infinity stones in the gauntlet like offense that we're seeing, but it's trending in that direction. So I mean, Tyreek Hill has been the most consistent player on the Chiefs this year, as far as fantasy wise. I mean, he normally torches the Raiders, so I don't expect anything less. Travis Kelce, that's like, what is Travis Kelce on the season as far as tight end?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to double check that. That's a good
check that for me, because it's like it's been. I know he has to be up there, but it's like it's just been so lackluster, right? It's like you don't have that signature performance out of him this year.
Yeah, and it's been one of those things to where it's like it's kind of like where's Waldo type thing. It's like you kind of got to find Travis Kelce from week to week, and that's just not. Let me see.
Exactly. It's kind of like Mark Andrews from last year.
Standard PPR.
To where Mark Andrews, from like 2 years ago, he was like, on fire doing his thing, finding the end zone. Last year, he didn't really find the end zone so much, but he still finished as a top tier tight end. It's just without the boom effect, right?
Yeah. So believe it or not, Travis Kelce is the top scoring tight end in fantasy football right now. Still, even with the subpart, because it's. I'm not gonna say it's vintage Travis Kelce, but he just still gets it done, and that's why I say, and I reiterate, Travis Kelce is the greatest tight end of all time. I've said it, and I will continue to say it on this show year in and year out until he proves me otherwise. So, right behind him, so Travis Kelce 189 points, Mark Andrews 179, T.J. Hockenson 145, Gesicki 137, Dalton Schultz with 136 to round out the top 5.
And that just speaks to my point of how unflashy this man has been.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have that signature game this year, to my memory. And he is still tight end 1.
Yep.
That's awesome. Raiders side. You mentioned Renfro. I definitely have the warm and fuzzies inside on Renfro today. Jacobs, I feel comfortable with. Derek Carr, like if you have to, I mean, you can, but once again, Chiefs defense has been playing a lot better, so it's not what you saw at the beginning of the year. It's definitely not that anymore. So basically, if you got somebody fantasy relevant, you start them in this game, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it, because I'm just waiting for the moment to where Patrick Mahomes has another breakout performance like he did against the Raiders about a few weeks ago. So that's what I'm waiting to see again today. All right, so moving on. He said Renfro invited to the cookout.
Yeah, I already got my guy plate, man.
Man, that's awesome. All right, next up. All right, we got Saints, Jets. My question to you really quick. So more points, Taysom Hill or Alvin Kamara today?
I'm going Alvin Kamara. He should be the motor going forward for this team. Hopefully he can give them some life and rejuvenate them, because, man, they've been awful. They've been god awesome. Taysom Hill is out there playing like a 4-year-old kid having a controller in Madden, basically. That's basically how he's playing. I don't understand how he secured that bag, Jamar. I really don't. But I'm not, at this point, I'm going to say he's not deserving of it. He's just he's a gadget, man. He's basically a Swiss Army knife. We get that. He's good at the things that he does, but for him to be the main guy and to send him, nah, he ain't that dude. So I'm gonna have to roll with Alvin Kamara.
I mean, he's what Tim Tebow should have been. That's what it is.
Yeah, basically.
Exactly what it is. Reason why I asked this question, because I remember the times last year when Taysom Hill started, Kamara fantasy value like got flushed down the toilet. It was that bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my only concern here. Does Hill really gonna take away from Kamara again like that? That's my thing. So I'm not saying that he will, but I'm just throwing that in the back of your head because that's what happened last year.
Look, if I'm Sean Payton and I'm a proud coach, because Sean Payton has been one of the, I'll definitely say one of the top 5 coaches of the past, what we'll say 10 years or something like that. I think it's fair enough to say that. And if I'm Sean Payton and I know that we're running so poorly, why not try to find creative ways on how to get your best player on the field and get him the ball in any way possible. So if I'm a coach, I'm looking to give Kamara the ball. I mean, run some wildcat with him. Make sure he get enough targets in the passing game. Make sure he get enough, like lanes to run through. So yeah, I want to jumpstart this, and how to do that is Kamara.
Yeah, and I also agree with James here where Taysom Hill needs to be a tight end. I mean, that's
Basically
his bread and butter. Was that last year when that 1 week where you was able to start Taysom Hill as a tight end even though he was playing quarterback?
Yep.
They
did that with the quickness because that was straight up cheating, bro.
That was the greatest loophole of all time.
Straight glitch, man.
Oh man. And so on the other side of the ball, Elijah Moore, who probably would have made our peaking list had this not happened. What was it, yesterday that we found out Elijah Moore with the quad injury going to IR? And so that's like a big major blow, especially to my Dynasty League team for this year. But I was already in the dumpster fire anyway. So basically you're stuck with the Disney Channel quarterback and like a bunch of old cast members who needs to retire. That's what needs to happen. Jamison Crowder, like we talked about earlier with an earlier question, like probably the only flex option there on that team.
Basically, that's the only guy who you feel any type of comfort level with starting for the Jets going into today, man. And again, I still don't feel very good about him, but I mean, heck, he got to throw it to somebody, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could be the Saints defense. Cause I'm definitely starting the Saints defense today. I'm doing it. And shoot, with the Jets, you might actually have a streaming option there because Taysom Hill loves turning over the ball too. So, all right, so moving on. I've been waiting for this one. Cowboys and the football team. My question to you is over under 20.5 fantasy points for Antonio Gibson.
Give me some over. Give me some over, Jamar. Like you already mentioned, he was peaking at the right time. I'm gonna say he scores 22 fantasy points on today.
Whew. I would love it. I need it. Like Antonio Gibson is the only person that I mentioned on my peaking list for plenty of reasons. That man has been balling since he looks to be fully healthy with that shin injury he had on early in the year. No J.D. McKissick today. The Washington football team in general has been playing a lot better. I mean, we picked them to win this game today. So a lot of things go into this. So not only that he's healthy, not only that McKissick is, not playing, like Heineke, like the quarterback play matters to running backs in other positions. Like it matters. Heineke has actually been playing a lot better. He hasn't turned over the ball as much as he did at the beginning of the year. So it's creating more opportunities, and he should get, I would say about 3 or 4 catches in a dump-off game today.
I think so. And dude, like you hit the nail right up on the head. Heineke has been serviceable. He's been a little bit more than serviceable. I can give you a couple of names that I think he's playing better than right now. One of them being Ryan Tannehill. You know what I mean? So Heineke has been okay. And I think they do got enough weapons to actually probably win this football game, but I still got the Cowboys in a slight edge. I just think that they got too many weapons on that offensive side of the football. But with that being said, Antonio Gibson should be great.
Absolutely. And remember what I mentioned earlier, I benched Ryan Tannehill in our main league because we started 2 quarterbacks. I've kept Heineke in there over Tannehill.
Smart man.
The other quarterback is Josh Allen, so I'm not mentioning him. So yeah, definitely love Gibson. Now let me ask you this: are you a Dak Prescott owner in any league?
Yeah, I am, man. I'm a Dak Prescott owner in the main league. He is my QB. Well, I really don't know what he is. He's basically my QB1, basically. And Matt Stafford is my other QB1. I got two great QBs to choose from in that league. So dual quarterback league. Those are my two QBs. Two top 10 quarterbacks, by the way. So.
That's wild. Yeah. So how do you feel about what are your expectations today against the football team defense who actually has played better ever since Chase Young tore his ACL?
Which is, dude, that is one of those like anomalies, man. I really don't know how that happened. Chase Young is a fantastic player. One of those guys who, coming out of the league, he was like one of those surefire hits that like, okay, we got to draft this guy. And he goes out and you think it's going to be turmoil and disarray, but nah, man, they've been playing well. With that being said, I just still think it's enough I don't think it's enough there to be able to cover Gallup and and Zeke and CeeDee Lamb, one of my guys who I love, and Amari Cooper. It's just Dalton Schultz. They got way too many names out there to be able to throw at them. So somebody's going to eat in some way, shape, or form, whether you like it or not. They're one of the most offensively gifted teams in the NFL. So.
Thanks. All right, got a couple more questions here. One from James. Can I drop some RGP Ryan? He's the backup for Joe Mixon.
Yep. I would say no. If you need the roster spot, James, I would say yes. Mixon has been healthy. Man, where's some wood? I need him. Knock on wood. So he has been healthy. If you need the roster spot to actually for like a viable player, somebody who you know that you're going to play, go ahead and drop him. But to be on the safe side, just keep him if you really don't need the roster spot.
I agree with you on that one. But it all depends on what you need.
Yep.
Next one here is from BG Gage 69. Patterson, DJ Moore, Lockett, or David Montgomery for flex.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's tough. 4 guys.
All right,
for one spot. Break it down for us, Mr. Goodman.
All right, so Patterson is going against the Panthers. DJ Moore is going against the Falcons. Tyler Lockett has the Texans. David Montgomery is playing Sunday Night Football against the Packers.
Oh, boy. Patterson is playing who again?
Panthers.
It's 2 names that stick out to me, Jamar. I'm not sure if you're going to agree or disagree. Patterson and Lockett. I like David Montgomery. I really do. He is the only guy on that team that I am willing to play going toward the playoffs. But with that being said, if I like him a lot, so does the defensive coordinator. And they got to know that they got to key in up on this guy to be able to stop the Bears' chances of even being close in this football game.
So last time Patterson played the Panthers, that man had 9 carries for 35 yards, but he caught 5 passes on 5 targets for 37 yards and a touchdown. So he was a very solid play. Over 17 fantasy points on that one.
Even with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and roll with Tyler Lockett. The matchup is there. Russell Wilson likes to find this guy. They are playing Houston Texans today, if I'm not mistaken, Jamar.
Yep.
So, what's your fantasy where's your fantasy formula again for us? Where the people
opportunity plus talent.
Yep. Opportunity plus talent. He's very talented. The opportunity is plentiful for him today. So I'm gonna roll with Lockett.
No, that's
tough.
Fair.
It's really, really tough too.
I'm giving the slightest edges to Patterson over Lockett.
I knew you would. I know those were the 2 names that was gonna stick out for you though.
Yeah. I mean, just because Patterson has a bigger share of the offense, like he is definitely the ball carrier for that team. Mike Davis, he's a forgotten figure. I think he scored last week, and I was like, whoa, you found the end zone? You actually got a carry? But anyway, Patterson got that on lock, and Patterson is definitely used as the passing game. Like they can do so many things with Patterson. That's why I always like him. That's when I said early in the year, like, Patterson is going to end up being the most consistent player on that team based on everything that happened, and he's turned out to be. So I can't ignore that. I also can't ignore Lockett going against the Texans. I mean, come on. I can't.
I mean, how many times have we said that Lockett is just like he'll always have like that one game where he'll catch like 7 passes for, 89 yards and 3 touchdowns. It just seems like he does that at least once a year. This could be that. It could be that game.
I feel like he in the last 3 to 4 years, I feel like Tyler Lockett leads the league in 3 touchdown games for a wide receiver. That I feel that. Like I want to fact check that. I don't have time to right now, but I'm definitely with it. I feel like he in the last 3 to 4 years, I feel like he's that guy.
So you like Patterson and I like Lockett, but that's definitely a good problem to have, bro. Good luck to you in the playoffs going forward.
Yes. And then he has one more here: Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert.
Oh, that's no brainer for me, man. I'm rolling with my guy Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray against the Rams.
Kyler Murray against the Rams. I think it's going to be a shootout, man. I think it's going to be one of those games where one is going to have to outscore the other. So I'm going to have to roll with Kyler Murray.
Okay. Yeah, I give the slightest edge to Murray, and it's not even because of Murray's matchup. Well, more so the game flow of the Chargers Giants game, and then also not having Keenan Allen. Not saying that he can't put up those numbers, but I think more so the game flow. I don't think the Giants can keep up with him to where he needs to continue to score to get points.
Yeah, it seems more of like an Austin Eckler game this Sunday, doesn't it?
Bingo. Yeah. So yeah, we like Murray on that one. That's a good problem to have, by the way.
Heck yeah, man, Murray and Herbert. That's solid.
All right, so next one here. Ooh, from Hex, Hillard or Dylan. See, I have Hillard, and like I picked him up like 2 weeks ago, and just had him stashed because they had a bye week, I think, last week or whatnot. I want to say he might be the guy, but it's like I don't know. It's like it's more unknowns to me about him, but I will definitely find out this week. But for Dylan, I know what Dylan is. I know what he's capable of. I see the man twice a year, including the night. I mean,
so what is the other back there, Jamar? Is it Hillard and Foreman?
Yeah,
Foreman is the other guy there, and like both of those guys. So it's oh boy, that's
I don't
tough.
think Foreman's going away.
Me either. I don't, because he even has some pretty good runs during the season as well.
And then thoughts on Jay Guyton, if I'm not mistaken, that's the wide receiver for the Chargers. If I'm not mistaken here. Since Keenan
Allen is out.
And Mike Williams is playing.
Yeah, it seems more like an Austin Eckler day. To me, I think he is going to probably be like the leading scorer fantasy-wise up on the Chargers. Just for today anyway, Mike Williams should give you pretty good, like a pretty good stat line as well. Jay Guyton could be a 5-catch, 60-yard TD. It's very possible.
I'll say this: I think Guyton is a solid flex option here today. I really do,
especially in deeper leagues too.
Yeah, I do believe that. And as far as back to this, I would say Dylan is the safe option. You know what you get with Dylan. Dylan has a solid floor. Hillard definitely has a higher ceiling by far. Because we saw that the last time he played. But it's just more so what you need right now. This is, week 14. If you're already in the fantasy playoffs and you already got like your playoff position solidified, take the chance. But if you still fighting for position or you're still fighting for a playoff spot, I would play Dylan because at this point you need the sure thing. And yeah, as far as Guyton, like I said, I believe he's a solid flex option, like Deshaun said, especially in deeper leagues. So So yeah, appreciate that, sir. All right, moving along here, Falcons, Panthers. Who do you trust more, Matt Ryan or Cam Newton?
Yuck. Man, I honestly trust Matt Ryan a little bit more than I trust Cam Newton. And I know that's very, very hard to say because Cam Newton gives you a little bit more with his legs. Honestly, bro, I don't trust any of these guys. And if I'm going to start one up in the playoffs, I'm sweating right now. Like the little sweat emoji would have like the big thing dripping right there. Like that's me if I have to think about playing one of these guys going forward towards the playoffs. So I got a little bit of more of a slider edge to Matt Ryan because he's the better passer. Cam got some issues. I like Cam. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Love his work ethic. I like the way how he approaches football games. It seems like he's out there having fun, but all the time that doesn't translate into wins, Jamar. You and I both know that. Sometimes you have to be able to go out there and stay under center and sling the ball, which I think Matt Ryan is in a better position to do. So I'm gonna give the slightest edge to Matt Ryan, but definitely don't make no mistake of Cam's utilization with his leg. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Basically got a question here from Max. So you think Jared Cook will get some of those missing targets with Keenan Allen out? I need a filler for Hawkinson. Or do he go with Ricky Seals?
That's tough.
It's possible, but it's like the tight end in that offense doesn't get featured as much as it should, though. So I don't know if Justin Herbert would switch his mindset to do that. But I feel like he's starting to feel comfortable with that Guyton guy, because didn't Guy score like a long touchdown last week? If I'm not mistaken, a bomb.
Yeah, and that's why I think he's just going to be like that big play guy, for sure. I'm not sure who mentioned it earlier. Was it Hex? Was the one I mentioned? Yeah. So Hex mentioned it earlier about Jay Guyton, who I think will be a pretty good play as far as a deeper leagues are concerned. But Jared Cook, again, that's one of those things where it's like, man. Okay, yeah, I know the potential is there, but really, will he really seal it for me this week? Ricky Seals may be a slightly of a better option, but then again, I could be wrong, man. I seriously could.
All right, let's just peel it back just a second. Just think about it. So, think of the quarterback's abilities, right?
Yep.
Justin Herbert is a gunslinger, accurate, loves to throw the ball downfield. Taylor Heineke, he's not a gunslinger to that. He doesn't have the same capabilities of Justin Herbert, and he's known to use his tight end more. So I know when Thomas wasn't playing before, Ricky Seals was, he was showing some relevancy. So me personally, I think I will go Seals. Matter of fact, I think I did see Seals and Cook out there earlier this week, and I took Seals. That's just how I approached it. I know it doesn't sound.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. But sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta get that sexy name out of your mind and go with the guy who you think that'll have the best, outcome there, man.
It's like I'd rather have a 4-door 2000 Honda Accord that can drive from point A to point B instead of a Ferrari with no engine. I'm just sitting there just looking pretty.
We already just mentioned it. Ryan Tannehill is the more sexier name than Taylor Heineke, but we're still rolling with Heineke over Tannehill for his lack of play as of late. So,
yeah. Man, for real. All right. So as far as this one here, I'm on the fence between Ryan and Newton. I'm just, I'm gonna get a slight edge to Newton just because intangibles and on and off the field. He can do more as far as an overall player on the field, but off the field, I feel like he has more to lose here than Matt Ryan at this point as far as legacies and careers to go. So, outside the Dolphins game, Newton didn't look bad at all. I think he just ran against a Dolphins team that's peaking right now.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's what it is with Cam. I can give him the benefit of the doubt right now. As far as this matchup here, I feel like there's a more chance that we're gonna see a lot more boom than bust with a lot of players today. Mm-hmm. I am comfortable starting a lot of players from DJ Moore to your buddy what's it, Chuba Hubbard?
Chuba Hubbard?
Yeah. Kind of like him today. Of course, Patterson, that's a given. What do you think about Russell Gage?
Russell Gage definitely has the opportunity to score, but him and that Zucchini guy, I never could pronounce his name properly, but I'm gonna always just call him Zucchini guy.
Yeah, that's our name for him.
So yeah, but like we already mentioned, Deebo Samuel is the big dog in his offense. Cordero Patterson is the big dog in his own offense. So outside of that, it's I don't know. It's not more so of a sure thing. Cordero Patterson is the only sure thing inside that pass catching there. So
Yeah.
wait, is the tight end playing? Is Kyle Pitts playing today?
I believe so.
Okay, but man, he got to show me something, man.
I mean, that's Hall of Fame Kyle Pitts to you.
Man, that's you know what I think that was completely absurd that they would give this guy a gold jacket before he even stepped foot up on the gridiron in the NFL. So that's beyond me, bro.
Oh man. All right, let's keep it moving here. Seahawks, Texans. Is Russell Wilson a top 3 quarterback this week?
No, but top 5 for sure, because only based on the matchup. Look, Russell Wilson needs to get it going, and like we already mentioned earlier in today's show, what better way to get that mojo flowing than going a matchup against like the Texans? Basically non-existent. They play with a Pop Warner secondary. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think he can crack the top 5, top 3. I think those names are already off the board, like the Kyler Murrays and the Patrick Mahomes of the world. Those guys will probably secure those top 3 spots. But top 5, give me some dangerous for top 5. Yeah,
fair enough. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this is Russell Wilson's farewell tour with Seattle here.
Please come to Pittsburgh. Please.
That'll be insane, actually. That would be insane. Whew. So DK, like we was telling somebody earlier, I feel comfortable playing DK today.
Yep.
Tyler Lockett, you already mentioned. Whoever's running the football, whoever that may be at this point, I'm sure they're great, but I'm pretty sure it's by committee, so I'm not trusting any of that. It's Brandon Cooks, I mentioned earlier, he needs to go kidnap Deshaun Watson out of his house, get him his number 4 jersey and start him. I mean, he's the only one that if you worth mentioning on the Houston Texans right now. So, and I would assume that you would only think about playing Brandon Cooks in a deeper league and a flex option at this point. Because aren't you a proud owner of Brandon Cooks in the
I am a proud owner of I'm an owner, all right? I'm an owner of Brandon Cooks right now. I really wouldn't say proud, but he's on my team, and I've been playing him for the last couple of weeks, and he has been very disappointing to say the least. But could he get it going against the Seahawks secondary that's not really there, and they're going to be playing from behind? It's a possibility. Davis Mills, that's the guy's name, right? Like the long neck guy who looks like a goose. Yeah, I think that's his name, Davis Mills. So, I mean, maybe Gooseneck can get it going today. Who knows? But they need to jumpstart that offense, bro. You ain't seen like those memes that they've been like saying. Oh, I'm gonna have to show them to you offline, bro.
Definitely send it to me. All right, so we got a question here from Matt. He said, "What's up, guys? Would you start Odell or Jeff Wilson in the flex full PPR?" So Jeff Wilson, pretty sure started running back today for the Niners against the Bengals. So we got Odell Monday night against the Cards.
That's Jesus, 4 PPR, he says as well, huh?
Yep.
That makes it even more tough. Look, we all know Kyle Shanahan's offense, how he likes to do things. He wants to, play that smash mouth football, 30 plus carries and just ram it down your throat, pause. And it's just one of those things to where it's like, how can you not want to start one of those running backs? Jeff Wilson hasn't been too good in like the starting spot, but you just can't overlook this offense in the way that they like to run the ball. Odell is he's still a good pick. Both of these guys are good picks, honestly, but I'm going to get a slight edge to Jeff Wilson. I hope he don't disappoint me on this pick. Odell would not be a bad pick either. So,
I mean, no, that's fair. It's just like, I guess my 2 questions is, 1, how bad is the Bengals run defense, and 2, can Wilson find the end zone? So I don't think the Bengals run defense is great.
No, it's not. Trust me, I know that.
And I would say yes to to him having a chance to find the end zone. So he's the safer option. I mean, Odell obviously has a higher ceiling here. Depends on what you need, but I'm rolling with my buddy Mr. Reed here on Jeff Wilson. So appreciate that. We got one here from Nick. It says pick one: Jalen Guyton, Joshua Palmer, or Emmanuel Sanders, full PPR. So
Man, he
Guyton and Palmer.
Joshua Palmer. Who's that?
Another wide receiver for the Chargers.
Wow. Coming out the woodwork with these guys. Josh Palmer, huh? So I think we can just kind of put him off to the side and kind of pick from the other two guys here, and Emmanuel Sanders and Jalen Guyton. I think Guyton may be a better play. Is that wrong to say, Jamar?
No, not necessarily. Because I guess just look at it. I mean, Buffalo has a lot of mouths to feed.
Yep.
Going against bad secondary. I mean, with Keenan Allen gone, it's opened up the floodgates to names like Palmer here.
Yep.
No, I mean what you're asking is not wrong.
So I mean, so I'm a roll with Guyton. I don't get the warm and fuzzies like you like to say, Jamar. It doesn't give me that feeling about it, but as in opposed to like the other names that's up there, I think he may give you the best chance to be able to score a touchdown. I'm going to say that, but I mean, we already mentioned earlier, Jamar, that we feel like this is more so of a Austin Eckler type game in which they may be up and they may feed Austin Eckler, a ton in this game just to run out the clock. So
right.
If you're looking for a guy that's going to get you like just a straight score, I mean, yeah. Let's roll with Guyton. I mean, it's tough. It really is, especially given the circumstances. Playoff football.
So what we're saying is that we're not saying that none of these guys can produce, but the one that's more likely to get you what you need here today is probably going to be Guyton out the three, just based on what we seen last week and what we know going forward. So, and then what I just looked at, like Palmer, I don't even think he had a catch or a target last week. I could be wrong, but his stats was like non-existent. So Guyton is the one that I feel most comfortable with out the three. So appreciate that, Nick. Please like, subscribe, share, continue to rock with us. All right, so moving along. Lions, Broncos. My question to you is, can Javonte Williams repeat his prior? Oh, okay.
Yes, he's playing against the Lions here, in which I expect for Denver to pull away at some point. Look, the Lions, like, they're one of those teams where it's like it's pesky. You know what I mean? It's like a tick. You can get the thing off you, but it's going to take you a little bit to kind of get it off. You know what I mean? You should be able to beat this thing, but, you're going to have to put forth some effort up on your part as well. So, Javonte Williams, Broncos go up. They're going to feed this rookie, and he should be able to get it done. So can he repeat his prior performance? Absolutely. Will he do it? He got a very good chance.
He does. And it all depends on Melvin Gordon's availability, because he's supposed to play. Let's just say if he doesn't play, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
If he plays about 20% of the carries, I feel good. If he plays 50% of the carries, I'm like, okay, I'm going to dial it back just a notch. But once again, it's the Lions, so big playabilities are everywhere. And on the other side of the ball, like, this is wild. So I don't have Hawkinson today. I don't have DeAndre Swift today. This is all on the same team. And who I thought I was going to play, Jamal Williams, I don't even have him today. All three of them on the same team in the main league. So I could go out and get Jamar Jefferson. Fabulous name, by the way. Or, I mean, I could just stay away altogether because, like...
That's tough. Tough, bro. And that's in the main league, too.
Yeah.
And you trying to secure that first round bye. So that's man. You lose one game, I think you may be tied with someone, right?
I mean, Reed got a tie already. So It's either I'm gonna be ahead or I'm gonna be behind.
Oh man, you gotta win too. Gotta win. So
yeah. Oh man. So like Lions players, I mean, they're like so. There's two names I might in deeper leagues or in
okay, I'll give you.
or streaming options here. I do like the connection between Josh Reynolds and Jared Goff. I do like that. That seemed to be his favorite boy. Or the other guy,
St. Brown,
that guy.
who caught the
That guy.
game-winning touchdown or their first win, and they was jumping around like they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, they're going all the way. They still mathematically in line for the playoffs.
That's crazy. That is insane. One game would do that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so there. I mean, honestly, there's like zero players you probably want to play for the Lions today, since everybody's either hurt or got COVID. For the Broncos, Javonte Williams is the premier player you want to play.
Yep.
What Walt used to say, 10-yard Teddy.
10-yard Teddy.
Dumping it off to probably Noah Fant or Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton. It's like they have talented pass catchers. They need a better quarterback for all them to be like really relevant. They need to go get Aaron Rodgers. That's what they need to do.
Man, that's what we thought was gonna happen, but Aaron Rodgers said nah.
Yeah. All right, so we got a question here from 808. What's up, man? Glad to see you back. Should I go Ertz or Hooper and tight end with Ertz shoulder situation? Yeah, we kind of like Hooper today, and I don't like Hooper as a player at all, but I kind of like Hooper today.
I'm with you, man. With the uncertainty around Ertz's shoulder. Look, I'm not saying that Ertz can't go out there and ball. We just seen what Dalvin Cook just did with his shoulder strap. Maybe Ertz can do something of the same sort, but the more so sure thing here would be Austin Hooper. The injury to the sideline of David Njoku, and as well as just a lack of pass catchers overall inside that Browns offense. It's just I think he has the more safer floor today. So.
Big facts. I agree there. So appreciate that. 808. Come back next week, sir. We got one here from Ken. Should I start the Chargers defense? I got the Bucks defense.
Who the Bucks got this week, Jamar?
The Bills. You are starting Chargers defense against the Giants.
Oh
you
my God! That? Yes.
I picked them up this week in a couple of leagues.
Me too.
You're definitely doing it. So, yeah, that's what you're doing.
For sure.
Exactly.
For sure. I mean, the matchup is great. Look, I know that the Bucks defense got some playmakers up on every level, but the matchup is too juicy there, man. Matchup is too juicy. I think the Chargers will, at a minimum, be a top 5 defensive play this week.
Look, it comes down to, would I rather start a defense against Josh Allen or would I rather start a defense against Mike Glennon?
Boom.
That's what it comes down to.
Boom.
So appreciate you, Ken. Please like, subscribe, share. Continue to rock with us, sir. All right. So, speaking of which, Giants, Chargers. Mike Williams, is he a top 10 play without Keenan Allen this week?
I mean, that's a stretch. Keenan Allen's shoes is some big shoes to fill. Can he possibly crack that? Yeah. Like, let's not sit up here and act like Mike Williams wasn't the hottest thing since, the Air Jordan 11s that dropped yesterday. Cool Grays. Like, I mean, dude, he did his thing at the beginning of the season, and can he repeat that? It's a possibility. But top 10 is a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a lot to expect.
Yep.
But can he do it, Jamar? Yeah. Why not?
Hey, I mean, his ceiling is pretty high this week.
Anything is possible, right?
Yeah. Man. So basically, this matchup here, I mean, with the questions we got, we kind of broke it down a little bit today, but I mean, you definitely started Herbert, unless you got Kyler Murray. Mike Williams, you definitely starting. I'm starting him today. This is an Austin Eckler game written all over it. I do like the Guyton guy. Other side of the ball, like I in my 16-team league, I have Kenny Golladay starting right now, but I'm seriously thinking about swapping him out with Julio Jones. I really am. That's where I'm at. Saquon Barkley, we are like a big no here, but watch you go out and get 30 points today because that's what happens. It's just basically the Giants players I don't want to touch whatsoever. I don't. If I have to, I must. I will, but I don't feel comfortable. I feel more comfortable with the Chargers defense scoring more points than the Giants players on offense. That's
saying a lot.
That's where I'm at. I can see the sacks. I can see the turnovers. I can see special teams. I can see it all. I can see Joe Judge losing his job after this game. I can see it. So that's where we're at. Now this matchup here, I'm pretty sure wasn't this like a 80 Super Bowl here? 49ers Bengals when
man, it has to be the 80s if it's the Bengals in there, man. You know how I feel about them. They get no love this way. But more points combo, Samuel, Kittle, Mixon, or Chase. If Debo playing and he's healthy, look out. I'm going to say this. Samuel and Kittle. Man, that's tough. Mixon and Chase. I think Chase is in line for a bounce back game, Jamar. He hasn't had that Jamar Chase game over the past couple of weeks. And now this is a good question. Okay, I'm going to say this. If Samuel is 100% healthy today, big dog in the offense, I mean, he got the name Debo for a reason. He's out there snatching chains and snatching TDs. So I'm going to have to roll with Debo Samuel and George Kittle if Samuel is truly healthy. I think the flow is in their favor in this football game, in which both of them can be productive. You run the ball 30-plus times, you hit it with play action 10 to 15 times, and you find Kittle downfield for a score. You know what I mean? Debo Samuel, jet sweeps, and like he's getting legit carries out the backfield, man. It's not all just jet sweeps. He's been terrific. Man. So, yeah, that opportunity to score is plentiful for Debo. I'm going to have to roll with Debo and Kittle. I love the Mixon and Chase combo, though. I do. That's still a pretty good combo, but Debo, big dog barking right now, bro.
Man, I'm so happy for Debo. His rookie year, he came out and he put the league on notice. Last year, he was hurt, so people forgot about him. They was introduced to Brandon Ayuk, another rookie at the time. That, some started to put the league on notice. Debo is back, reclaiming his throne. George Kittle is back as far as, coming back from injury and stuff, being productive again. Like they got some dogs, like some legitimate dogs as pass catchers.
Yep.
This is going to be a good game. This is going to be a really good game.
What time that game come on, bro? I might check it out.
I believe that's the afternoon game, but I'm going to double check that for you right now, sir. But I like anybody that's fantasy relevant I'm starting.
Yep.
It's to the point where T. Higgins, I know Walt brought this up before he left. This is the afternoon game. So T. Higgins is to the point where I got him in the main league, and I'm starting him in my flex because I have plenty of pretty good options here over the course of this season where I couldn't get him in the lineup. But at this point, I can't ignore T. Higgins anymore. I can't. I just can't. He's been the most consistent player probably in the last month as far as a pass catcher for the Bengals. I mean, obviously, Joe Mixon has been that dude basically all season for them. But the last month, as far as a pass catcher, it's definitely T. Higgins here. I mean, the man had, if I'm not mistaken, 14 targets last week. 14.
He's looking to find him, bro. He is definitely looking to find T. Higgins. And we know he was a good talent. We knew with the addition of Jamar Chase coming in that, T. Higgins was going to take a step back. But before Jamar got there, like T. Higgins was damn good, bro. He was damn good. It just seemed like the odd man out in that offense now is Tyler Boyd. You know what I mean? He hasn't been as we haven't mentioned his name on this show in quite a while. Yeah. So I think he's the odd man out. But between Chase and Higgins, man, they got something going there.
They do. So basically, you got anybody fantasy relevant, you're starting them in that game. Jess Wilson, you're starting them. Joe Mixon, I have to start him, and I'm okay with that. I'm sorry, Joe Burrow more so. I have to start him. I don't know if you have to go to the far lanes to start Jimmy G, but if you do, I mean, it won't be the worst thing in the world. Now, this here is a premier matchup, man. Bills, Jets. More points. Josh Allen or Tom Brady?
I'm gonna go Josh Allen, even though I still pick Tom Brady and them to win it. Look, Josh Allen got a bone to pick. He felt like he didn't play his best against the Patriots. He got to come out there, and I think he's out there to prove something, man. What better way to prove something on the opposite ends of with the quote unquote greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. I think Josh Allen would be terrific. I even think he scores a couple of rushing touchdowns in this football game. So if you want to stamp that, Jamar, put that one on the board. So I think he'll have. I think this is a 4 TD game for Josh Allen. I really do. So I'm gonna have to roll with Josh Allen. Not saying that Tom Brady, not gonna be able to throw TDs, but I think you get more for a rushing TD than you do a passing TD in most leagues. So I'm definitely rolling with Josh Allen, but I'm still taking the Bucs to win this. So more points, Allen for me.
Fair enough. I mean, hey, this year it is. This has a pretty good fantasy football friendly atmosphere going on with this matchup here. I mean, Stephon Diggs he's been more relevant lately.
He's been coming along ever since. Remember a couple weeks ago, I made that comment up on him, man. I guess he heard it. He must have got riled up, man. I was finger pointing and doing like this whole thing to him. So hopefully he saw that. And ever since then, he's been rejuvenated. Let me know if anybody's out there watching, they need me to point a finger up at any of their fantasy players for today so they can get their mojo back.
I mean, shoot, back in week 4, I asked Walter, when is Jonathan Taylor going to get going? Ever since then, ever since you called out Stephon Diggs, he's been doing his thing. I mean, shoot, can you continue to point your finger at Antonio Gibson here for me?
Hey, I think he got the memo, man. Antonio Gibson should be just fine today.
Okay. but yeah, I mean, so I guess the Bills secondary, as far as fantasy wise against wide receivers, I think it's about cream of the crop here. But I feel like you're gonna kind of negate that because
have to. Unfortunately,
it's Tom Brady and the Bucs.
Yep.
So I do have the Bills defense in one league. I don't feel the most confident on starting them. I mean, maybe I feel like the only way I'm starting the Bills defense is if they can get to Tom Brady a couple times, which is kind of hard to do because I hardly ever see Tom Brady on his backside. So, nevertheless, you pretty much starting everybody that you got that's fantasy relevant. The surefire things. It's going to be a pretty good game to watch. That's the afternoon game. All right, near and dear to my heart, Bears, Packers, Sunday Night Football. I just hope we don't get embarrassed on national TV again. Because normally when we play the Packers on national TV, we get embarrassed. That's just
well, I'm going to say that it's going to be just that, Jamar. They're looking to make a statement, punch you guys in the mouth early, and run away with it. So more points for me. I'm going to go Aaron Jones. Not by much, though. David Montgomery will be the factor in this game as far as fantasy production for the Bears. And when I mean I solely mean the sole factor as far as players that I want to start in this game. Darnell Mooney does have some appeal, but not as much. If you're going to feel good about someone starting for the Bears, it's going to be David Montgomery. And with that being said, give me some Aaron Jones in this football game and give me more points for Aaron Jones as well.
All right, fair enough. So Devonta Adams, stud, as we all know.
Yep.
I want to say his worst fantasy game this year was against the Bears, and that's just kudos to more so Jalen Johnson on that one.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'll fact check that, but go ahead.
So, I mean, you're still starting Devonta Adams with the same expectations, but
sheesh, this dude killing.
You looking at it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
All right, so
4 catches, 5 targets, 12.9 fantasy points, no TD. I think that was his worst game. Nah, it was week 1 against New Orleans. He had 10.6 fantasy points. And even lower against Kansas City, he had 14 targets, but only 6 catches for 42 yards. So.
Wow. Okay, so top 3 performance in regards to that. Okay. But yeah, basically you rolling out the high rollers. You definitely feel comfortable with AJ Dillon. You definitely feel comfortable with that bad man Aaron Rodgers. All right, I don't have too much more to say about this. I'm gonna get upset. You got anything?
Nope, I don't.
All right, Monday night game, which we all looking forward to. Rams Cardinals. So next man up is Sony Michelle. No Daryl Henderson again this week. COVID related, if I'm not mistaken. Sony Michelle should definitely be a very big fantasy factor running back here against the Cardinals. But before we get into that, OBJ expectations on this one. What do you expect?
I think he's going to do well. I think OBJ has been present for 2 games now for the Rams. Has it been 3?
I think it's 3.
Let me fact check that real quick. But I know in 2 of those games he scored a touchdown. So it's not like they're looking his way. I just think it's another week that he has gotten a little bit more accumulated to that offense. Another week that he has a chance to gel with Matthew Stafford. So I think he should be just fine. Jamar, and if anyone wants to play him as far as, back borderline RB, I said RB, borderline wide receiver 2 territory and definitely flex, I see no issue with that. I think he will find the end zone. I'll give you that. I'm not sure how productive he will be, though. So let me go ahead and fact check that real quick. I'm looking up his.
I think OBJ definitely has a solid game. This might be a week where you've been waiting for OBJ to really starting to blossom here. It's been they've had some time together, maybe about a month now, to get everything squared away. I think Van Jefferson helps him out in that regard to where
he does.
The attention is not all the way on him. Of course, Cooper Kupp being there definitely helps. So I think the Rams offense is about to get settled down. Like when you have a lot of moving pieces around, people coming in and out the team lineups and stuff, you go through an adjustment period. I mean, with that 3-game losing streak they had, I mean, that's what happened. But I think they about to gel it back together here, and you about to see what's this greatest show on turf 2.1 now.
Right.
It was 2.0 at the beginning of the year, little adjustments, 2.1. That's what should happen for the rest of this year. I would expect. So you got the stat up?
Of who?
OBJ.
Yeah, but it doesn't show it because they can't really tell. Like I'm not sure when he actually got up on the team. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So it doesn't. It's not clear cut the way that I'm looking at it. Okay. It can show his other games as well. But let's assume just for the past 2 weeks, though, we knew that he has been playing there. The game at Green Bay, 5 catches, 10 targets, 81 yards, a score, 19.1 fantasy points. Last week against Jacksonville, only 5 targets, but he turned those 5 targets into 2 catches for 28 yards and a score to the tune of 10.8 fantasy points. So it's not like Stafford isn't looking his way. I just think that it's another week, and they should be able to gel going forward.
Nice. Okay, so, other side of the ball, we like Kyler Murray.
Yeah, love him.
He loves Kyler Murray. James Conner. I mean, I don't mind it. Just be aware. Pretty sure Chase Edmonds is back in the fold, so that takes touches away on that one. DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he had a week, under his belt coming back from that hamstring. So him and Jalen Ramsey always a good show to watch. It's crazy how they came from the AFC South together to the freaking NFC West together.
Yeah, I never really thought about it, but yeah.
And Jalen said DeAndre Hopkins has always been his toughest matchup. They actually have a lot of respect for each other, so they
really do. But the thing that I do like about it is they keep that respect separate from the field. When they out there, it's 2 dogs just out there battling, and that's what I like to see.
Absolutely. So yeah, AJ Green. I don't know if any relevancy there, or the boom bust option of Christian Kirk. But I mean, I got to start Christian Kirk in my 16-team league, so that's why I'm at on that one. So
Wow, that bad, huh?
Yeah, that's where we're at, man. I got to get in. I got to get into the playoffs by any means necessary. I'm gonna do what I have to do. I don't care how sexy your name is or how unsexy your name is or what you done week one. I need to know what you're doing for me lately. So that's where I'm at.
So I mean, how are you looking, man? Like, so you're in what, 7 leagues as well?
Yeah, I'm in 7. I'm out of the playoffs in 2.
Okay.
So that's that. Jockeying for number 1 seed in 2 of them and trying to clinch in the other 3. So I definitely have meaningful football to play today.
Good. Likewise, bro. Likewise. So I'm keeping it solid up in every league that I'm in right now. I still got life. But it's definitely going to come down to today whether I get that elimination notice next week from a couple of these leagues. So.
Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, before we end today's show, so the football world and the world in general lost Demaryius Thomas the other day at the age of 33. I mean, that's how old I am. I'm 33. And if I'm mistaken, you are too.
Yep.
And so that hits home. Also hits home is the fact that, like we kind of like, I don't say grew up, but in the last decade or so, we remember this guy like doing great things on the field, but come to find out he was a way better person off the field. So, what's your memories of Demaryius Thomas, man?
Oh man, you know what? First and foremost, I want to give a shout out and prayers and condolences out to the Thomas family. Everybody surrounded by that. Like it's always like a terrible thing to find like such a good person in that position. I mean, it really does suck. And you already mentioned it, Jamar. Not only was he a good player on the field, clean cut guy, went out and did his job, motivated his teammates, even did some good up in his own community. It's just he was a very, very good football player, very, very good human being. And he was fantasy relevant for a number of years. So my prayers and thoughts goes out to his family in this time of need. So with that being said, Jamar, he was a hell of a football player. And I remember it was 2011 and it was 2012 AFC Wild Card Championship. I said Wild Card Championship, Wild Card Weekend. And Tim Tebow threw a pass, threw just a slant, man. Like I knew he was going to win this game as soon as it went into overtime. We weren't supposed to be in this predicament in the first place. My Steelers, that is. And Tim Tebow, out of all people, yes, Timothy Tebow threw a slant pass, just a quick slant, 5-yard slant. Demaryius Thomas took it to the house, 80 yards, gone, scored. So that's one of the most memories. Negative memory for me, good memory put me on notice what type of a player that Demaryius Thomas was. So again, with that being said, his legacy will always be remembered. The things that he done on the field, off the field, and his presence that was already made as far as fantasy football goes. So this is a couple of minutes that we like to take and remember Demaryius Thomas.
Absolutely. Well said, my brother. Yeah, I remember that game clear as day. You all had no business being that close with them at all. No. Even going into overtime. Your team was superior. But that was, I guess, Tim Tebow at his finest, right? That's one of his, few attributes of
very few.
Winning. He led that team. He kept them in the game, and yeah, that play, man, that slant across the middle, burnt Ryan Clark down to the house. Yeah, I remember. I remember clear like it was yesterday. But yeah, Demaryius Thomas, 4-time Pro Bowler, got a Super Bowl title in there. Like a 5-year stretch with the Broncos, that man was like a stud, just a flat out stud. And yeah, once again, condolences and prayers to that family. 33 years old. It seems like the good ones gone too soon, man.
Absolutely.
All right, so. Oh. Let's see. All right, so we got one more question here from Nick. He says, pick one. Ooh. MVS, St. Brown, Traquan Smith, Jalen Guyton, and Joshua Palmer, full PPR. All right.
Tough one, Nick. That's a tough one, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Man, the names that stand out to me, to be completely honest, are look. I know that the Detroit Lions are banged up right now. St. Brown name pops up, MVS as well as Jalen Guyton. Palmer, I think we can go ahead and throw him off the boat right now. Traquan Smith name even has a little bit of like it rings bells, but not as much. Still got to throw his name off the boat right now. So I'm still sitting with MVS, St. Brown, and Guyton. With the injury to, the sideline and due to COVID rather, with Keenan Allen. I mean, Guyton is very appealing this week. You mentioned that Jamar, he scored a touchdown last week. With that being said, I'm going to have to roll with Guyton. Traquan Smith, I don't know what the deal is with your boy and who's on the center this week, like that guy. So like that can be a hit or miss. So Jalen Guyton, St. Brown, MVS, one of those three guys. And this is super tough. I think this is the toughest question that we had this entire morning. So I'm gonna have to give a slight edge to man. I'm gonna give it to Guyton.
All right, I'm going Guyton. Slight edge over Brown. Everybody else, I'm like tossing out the window because it's like really too boom or bust at that point.
Yep.
If Allen wasn't playing, if Allen was playing, it'd probably be Brown. But I give the edge to Guyton, Brown. I think either or, I'm okay with in this position. Everybody else, I can't do. So appreciate it, Nick. Come back next week. We'll be happy to have you. All right, so good luck to you today, sir.
Likewise.
Yeah, I'm definitely needed in a couple.
Same.
We're gonna see how this plays out here. But before we take off, where can they find us?
Man, they can find us basically everywhere where podcasts are available. So it's no excuse to go ahead and download us. Give us a listen. Apple, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon. So we're practically everywhere. So definitely give us a look and listen. You can actually see us on right now. We're streaming live on YouTube. Definitely check out the YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up. It definitely helps the channel to grow. Definitely, sub up if you like the content. We're here every week doing this thing, and we'll carry you right on into the playoffs as well. So, and again, we're also streaming live up on Facebook as well. So check out the Facebook page. We're some of everywhere, man. And all the love, especially today, has been greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you guys for rocking with us. And with that being said, I'd like to extend a congrats to everybody that has, on their way to making the playoffs. Everyone that secured their seat, and for everyone that is voting, and vying for a seat out there, good luck to you today, as the playoffs, fantasy football playoffs, are among us.
You said it best, man. So yeah, for Deshaun, for Walter who had to leave in the middle of it, for myself, Jamar. See you all next week. Good luck. Let us know how you do. Hit us up on social media. We'll probably, feature you next week. We can do that. So,
absolutely.
But until then, good luck. Peace out. See you next week.
Peace.